Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Marketing Happy Hour. We're talking about shifting beliefs by using some kick-ass marketing. I'm one of your hosts, Dr. Christopher Vogelmann of Epic Win Agency, which is a joint venture between our group Maximize Your Media and this guy.
Me. Hey.
John Paduchak. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm your other host, John Paduchak.
Yeah.
Nice to see you all today. And Epic Win Agency is our joint venture. And Videos Are Social is our brand.
Is your singular brand.
Single brand.
And from the Great White North is the guy to my south.
Yeah, the day before Canada Day, which is our version of 4th of July. Our 4th of July is 1st of July.
You can't count?
Hello, everyone. I don't have a beautiful screen behind me, so I need to do some shopping soon.
Yeah, but your bookshelves are awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Better than mine. That's why I'm using my screen. I need to hide my bookshelves today.
You can switch back and forth between the two backgrounds. This is Kayvon. I'm an implementation coach. I help entrepreneurs get stuff done. With Simplify.zone, you are never alone. How did they do?
He's getting good at this.
It's pretty good, but you're never alone with Simplify.zone.
One day I will get this right.
Yes.
No, it's just you have to go deep in your throat to accomplish this in your wonderful radio voice. Hey, is it hot? Is it hot up there in Vancouver like it is in Seattle?
It is a record high. It was yesterday. Was much higher.
Yeah.
So let me look at the weather report right now and also translate it to Fahrenheit for you.
Yeah, you need to translate to Fahrenheit because we are recalcitrant. We reject anything to do with the metric system.
Yes. So yesterday and the day before, we were up in like 104 and other things.
Well, that's not too bad because Portland was like 115, I think. So.
Wow.
I think we hit 100 today. And some
No, now it's coming back down. Like Tuesday started, yesterday came back down. So Monday and Sunday were the hottest. Today is actually not bad. It's 76.
Oh,
that's amazing.
The highest 79. Tomorrow the highest is 75, and actually with some rain in the prediction.
Very nice.
Currently it's 71 degrees here in Coronado Island.
Yeah, current temperature over here is 76.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Thank you for translating for those of us who don't understand centigrade.
Thank you, Internet.
I just remember if it's 100, you're cooked. So
yeah,
yes.
Like 76 is 24 Celsius.
There you go. That helps. That actually helps us a lot.
So to give you an idea,
the
human body temperature is 36. If you have a very high fever, you're 40. Right, so 4 degrees higher. So the other day, 104 is actually 40.
Well, what if you're 34, 24, 36?
Then 104, 108.
104, 108. Oh boy, this suddenly went off the rails. Yes. So we're full of shift today, and we're going to be talking about the customer journey. How do you like that? That's a really quick slide produced by our friends at Canva.
Thank you, Canva.
Thank you, Canva. So this is the Marketing Happy Hour. We're going to talk a little bit. We put together a graphic earlier today that was pretty interesting. I'm just going to go over here and go to the next one here. And we're talking about making your customer journey a lot easier. And not just good marketing, but great marketing, like Tony the Tiger. It's great. And these were the 5 different things that we were looking at in this particular graphic, which was discovery, evaluation, buying, advocacy, and eventually bonding. And so for those of you who remember, this was today's graphic for the Marketing Happy Hour.
No, simplified.
Now we need to simplify. Yeah, well, this actually is a little more complex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this away and I'm going to simplify it. Since we have the implementation and simplify.zone coach here. There
we go.
That's better than that. That's a little confusing. That's a lot easier to see.
Yes.
So let's start our discussion with how marketing can help your customer journey in terms of the discovery phase? Social media, John, you know social media inside out and roundabout.
I do. I think, discovery is so important. It's really a key premise to social media because it's a great way to just kind of get descriptions of things out, talk about the way people interact with a product or, whatever it might be. So very social at that phase, get testimonials from users. SEO also kind of similar. It's all about the content, about getting the right keywords together, and of course, content marketing. I see you got there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, it's first off, a lot of people don't know that you exist, so you've got to start putting your message out there. And yeah, as you mentioned with SEO, you got to select the right keywords and everything else like that. And so, to enable your customer to even discover a journey, they have to, or even to go on a journey, they have to discover that there is such a thing as your journey.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, Kayvon, how do people discover you?
Well, as far as discovery on social media, it's through the posts, right? That I make either a video or picture or something. And I am happy to say now that I basically reevaluate what I have done before, it all has been focused on the discovery by delivering a little bit of value. For example, I like to, simplify. I'm a simplifier. I like to make complex ideas simple. The same way that the complex ideas made simple made sense to me and brought value to my life. For example, I know this is like attributed to different people, but one of my favorite sayings from Bob Dylan is, if you're not busy growing, you're busy dying. Right. So that says something about growth mindset. And, there's no such thing as plateau. If you're not growing, you're actually going down. You might think you're plateauing. So that idea was made simple like that. So what I can contribute is to come up with things like that to simplify things.
One of your major pieces of content is a book that you've got coming out.
Yeah. Which actually, that's before people thinking about that they want my book.
Yeah.
With the images, I'm trying to facilitate that discovery because it's the know, like, and trust factor, right? Mm-hmm. That graph that you had at the beginning is know heavy, and eventually, hopefully, by the end of it, is trust heavy, right? So
exactly,
yeah. As we go through it, there is more knowing happens. Then they know a bit more. Then as they go through it, the things that they get to learn about you becomes less and less because the liking and the trusting is growing, and it goes from there. So if we put it in that mindset, I think it's going to make sense of going from discovery to bonding.
Yeah, and I think it's that bonding, that tight bond, almost like on an atomic level, that really creates, it's the difference between having just a customer and then transforming them into a fan, then into almost an evangelist or a defender of the truth.
Yes.
Which is like the ultimate that you might want to look at.
Yeah, turning a customer to
I didn't mean
client.
To do that.
That was a good one.
Go. Too many buttons to push.
I guess.
Many options.
So many options. And we were playing with the options just before we went live. So when you get into the next phase, I mean, in terms of the customer journey, first they discover you, but doesn't it take a long time to get sort of the know, like, and trust factor going? Because if you're going to use organic or free media, there's a lot of noise, and you've got to gain a certain amount of traction over time.
I agree. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
In everything being equal, because obviously the industries are different, people have different backgrounds, their offer is different. But let's say version 1 and version 2 A/B test of the same person, same situation, same offer. A thought of, it doesn't even have to be well designed, well thought of. Just some thinking and design into, let me increase know, like, and trust intentionally. Let me create a process around that is way ahead of, it not happening, which is that illusion of this is going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time because you haven't thought about it. You didn't do it intentionally. You didn't create a customer journey, which is this call, right?
Right, and,
So
a tight
yes.
message. Yeah, you haven't really filtered your customers either. So.
Exactly. So yeah, I love what you just said. Tight message.
Tight message, baby. Yeah. It's like John used to say, put everything into a tight little. No, what was it? A tiny little package. I thought it was a tight little package, but that was.
It's all good.
It's all good. So in terms of getting your message out there, I mean, John, you do that, I think, to a great extent through demonstration and education.
I do, because that's the background I came from, is demonstrating how software works and all of that stuff. So that has always been kind of my preferred way. I also like newsletters. I think there's a lot of good things about them, and trial offers, have their benefits, especially with membership type programs.
Mm-hmm.
See it for yourself kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never done much with white papers per se.
Yeah, white papers they're just such a very corporate thing. I mean, and I've never found them to be. You get a white paper from Anderson, which is now, I guess, Accenture. No, they're still Anderson. Sorry. Then you have Accenture. You got, you'd get white papers from a whole number of these different large consulting firms, and they just seem to be incredibly dry. But I guess in the B2B world, they may still work.
I'd say our closest thing to white papers is case studies.
Yeah.
Which are,
and sometimes it's the same content, but depending on the target, we have to change its name.
Mm-hmm.
Because for one group, if you say white paper, they go ugh. You have to call it something. But for the other group, if you don't say white paper, they're not gonna like it.
Well,
white paper.
And at the beginning of the pandemic, you can say toilet paper. You get attention immediately.
Yeah. That's the ultimate value statement.
I got toilet paper with the ultimate value, which leads us to buying.
Yes.
Buying. So buying actually in and of itself is a filter, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Buyers and non-buyers. I mean, who do you pay the most attention to?
Sure. And like you said, you've got the audience segmentation too, the whole gamut of interests.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where quizzes come in too. That's one of the big things. I know Ryan Levesque just finished up his launch for quiz funnels or quiz formula, whatever it was. It was a quizzy thing. And
quiz funnels, I think that was the name.
Yeah, that's what it is. And so, but it's interesting because it's just a way of quizzes are a way of segmenting your audience and potentially offering them different buying opportunities depending on their level of interest.
Well, that's the back office part of the quiz.
Yeah.
Everything you said is our point of view. But
true.
What's in it for me, for the client, is first, like, take this quiz. I don't know. I have one on my website, it's a productivity quiz.
Yeah.
Basically, you evaluate, how productive you are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they want. But you also want to design the process that as they go through quiz, they either learn something or something becomes clarified or they're reminded of something. So the experience of the quiz also should also offer something to the client as opposed to another chore or homework to take.
Exactly. Yeah. And this was something that actually, it's funny because that occurred with us a little bit earlier today. John and I gave John one of the branding quizzes that I know from an acquaintance of mine. And it was very interesting because you learned something about yourself. Yes. And I was excited when I took this in September of last year and just was reminded of it yesterday, as a matter of fact. And John took it and he's like, yeah, that's me.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that's just something where it's you remember the favorite radio station. Well, back east they all begin with W. Out here in the west they begin with K. I don't know what do they begin in the radio stations and TV stations in Canada.
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Okay, yeah. So it used to be.
We have paid attention, but like one that comes to my mind is called Rock 101, which I think is everywhere. Right? Everywhere they have their own Rock 101.
I was thinking about like WIIFM. What's in it for me? But it was welcome to WIIFM. That's everybody's favorite radio station.
I'm assuming they follow the same sort of protocol, but I haven't been paying attention to that.
That's okay.
I assume they do.
That's okay, Vaughn. Anyway, so meanwhile, back at the ranch, so we're talking about the audience segmentation. We're talking about what's in it for them. But then we also have the loyalty incentives. Oh, look, I forgot there was a nice little blue dot that I can use here. It's almost like the blue light special. This is Canva presentation.
It's the Jedi version.
It's a Jedi mind trick. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah.
But it's
move along.
Exactly. But it's the loyalty incentives that you can give people to get them to buy more.
Yeah.
And I mean, they'll maintain loyalty based on maybe it's a percentage off. I know we do that in the Mama Maggie's Kitchen store. We're selling aprons and Mexican hand-painted pottery and things like that. Right now, there's a 4th of July sale, for example. So the loyal customers, the ones who are, by the way, on the email list, which is over here in the email newsletter, they're the ones who first got the notification of the loyalty incentive, which was 20% off during the month of July. I mean, not during the 4th of July weekend. And so that you're building your customer relationship so that you get the repeat buyers. And I think that's the real thing. If you can you don't have to do new customer acquisition if you deepen that relationship with customers. So.
And depending on this industry, reselling to existing clients is between 7 to 10 times more cost effective than acquiring a new client.
Far more cost effective. I've used this stat before, which is I calculated many years ago, 1992, 93, it cost me $350 US to bring in each new patient. I figured out the advertising, the labor, and all the other things like that, which would translate to, in 2021 dollars, it's $700 some dollars. And so you think about it, all we had to do to bring people back into the office as patients or clients or customers was to make a couple of phone calls or send a postcard. And you can send a lot of postcards for $700.
For the existing clients?
Yeah. I mean, existing clients, just a phone call, somebody from the front desk. My favorite was my office manager, Millie, because she would just call somebody up who hadn't been in a while. And this was her line. The doctor needs to see you, or you need to see the doctor.
Yeah.
And it was amazing how many people said, well, I got to schedule an appointment.
I need to. Yeah.
I need to. You must. And it was, but it was better than saying you must. It was the doctor needs to see you. It's something important. And I always loved that language because she just came up with that on her own. That's why the staff is great. When you have really good staff, they'll help the customer journey along in a big way. Yeah. So then we get into advocacy, which is interesting. So your social media, which you start out down here in discovery, makes a reappearance in advocacy, where you're going to basically have people being advocates for your brand and your marketing.
Yeah. One is consumption.
For example, consumption. And
the other one is now they have their own message to share.
Well, they have their own message to share, or they're sharing your message.
Yes.
This I would think is word of mouth almost, where they're sharing the posts because you make them look super smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right,
Seth Godin uses that word remarkable. He says when you create a business, when you create marketing, it should be remarkable, as in it's worth for somebody else to make a remark about it. Mention it to somebody else.
That.
Yes,
I like that. They made a remark, so it is remarkable.
Yeah, they made a remark. So it's like that. When we make that social media message in the beginning, it's not only to help them with like and trust through discovery, evaluation, buying, but also make it remarkable. So they want to repost it, make a remark about it. Put an emoji there and go there.
I don't have an emoji, but I got a little blue circle.
I know. I see that.
But then you get into contests. Have you used contests, John?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not too awful much. We've done a few here and there.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people screw up the contest maybe sometimes with like they'll give out, come to this webinar and get a chance to win an iPad. They may not even be the people you want.
Yeah.
It's true.
That would definitely bring the wrong kind of audience in there. If you're going to do that, say only the people who stay till the end,
right,
uninterrupted, are qualified for the thing.
Yeah,
that's typically the way they do those.
Yeah, and then your referral programs where you reward your advocates, your best customers who are busy. Basically, they're promoting you because they really do like you and they believe in what you're doing and that you can help other people whom they know. And the same thing goes true for the loyalty promotions, which loyalty promotions and incentives, I don't know if I really understand the difference between them.
It's like that thing that John and I, we were, sharing our mobile phone company experience.
Right.
They may do a lot of things or incentives and this and that, but at one point, you know what? I don't like this anymore. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So we left our phone companies and went to the other. On the other hand, yesterday, I had a very surprising experience with Amazon. So a few days ago, I ordered a pair of headphones, and these guys. Okay, and according to Amazon website, they have been delivered. So I went downstairs to the concierge. They don't have them. So something happened. I thought somebody nicked them or something.
Yes.
Anyway, so I thought I'll contact Amazon and say I ordered it and I didn't get the package. So I found the contact page and I was ready to fill a form or something. And they said, hey, you can chat with us or we can call you right now. So I filled the form, which was just one field, phone number. This is literally what happened. I'm not exaggerating. I pressed the enter button. I clicked the button. Within 10 seconds, my phone rang.
Yeah.
It was so quick that I thought it's not possible. It can't be Amazon. It must be a spam call or something.
Spam call, exactly.
Yeah. So that, I thought it's a coincidence with my phone. But yes, it was Amazon.
Yeah,
within 10 seconds. And within 2 minutes, the person basically resolved the issue. Said, you know what? I'm going to find out what's happening with that package. That's going to make me take a week or 10 days or so. In the meantime, I'm going to send you another one. You're going to receive it tomorrow.
Right.
There you go.
Ta-da.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
So now they have my loyalty. As far as customer service.
But that wasn't even promotion. That was customer service from one of our previous episodes. We talked about customer service. But that does develop a certain degree of loyalty. Now the question is, once your customer has been moving through this whole thing, and they've gone from discovery to evaluation to buying your stuff to becoming an advocate, then you've got this bonding. And it's not Bond, James Bond. This is the bonding. It's like digital gorilla glue.
Gorilla. Is the glue part digital or the gorilla part?
I don't know. A digital gorilla. A digital
Donkey
gorilla
Kong.
Donkey Kong. There you go.
Yeah. You know, bonding. What I was thinking, what bonding to a business means to me. Well, first of all, that James Bond thing, I do that too. People ask me, "What's your name?" I say Vaughn. Kayvon.
K-Bond.
K-Bond, yes.
K-Bond.
But here's the thing. You know how sometimes a business is in a terrible situation?
Yeah.
And people, they stick together or order more. Like during the COVID, there was this thing going on that restaurants are in a dire strait and cook less, order takeout more. Just to help, So that's what I mean by bonding. When there is a business that has helped you or something is going on, and if they are going through some hard time, you do your part by ordering more, staying a customer, not switching to the competitor, and that sort of thing to stay with them.
Yeah, so that bonding becomes this. I mean, advocacy is a little bit different than bonding. I think bonding, you get to the point where you have the raving fan who will do anything for you.
Yeah,
they'll give you the testimonials. They'll recommend their friends. They'll to a certain extent, they really emotionally attached to you, and they so identify with you, almost as if they are an extension of you.
Yes.
A little scary.
You are making a personal investment, either with your wallet or not.
Yeah.
But in bonding, you are invested personally.
Yeah. You're emotionally invested. I think that's the big thing. That's what you ultimately strive for. That's why the 1,000 raving fans works really well for people. I mean, you've heard of that, John, right? That all you need is 1,000.
Of course.
1,000 true fans, I think, is
true fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who will defend you? That's the other thing. I've seen that before. In particular, I've seen it with my wife's blog. the Maume's Kitchen brand, because if somebody starts criticizing one of her recipes in social media, her followers gang up on the person who's critical.
Yeah.
Sort of shame them, you know.
Yeah.
Which is actually an important side note to make here. If, like for all of us or anybody who's listening to this, if somebody has a criticism or even, you know, trolling or anything, do not respond. Right. Let your fans do your fight for you.
Oh, yeah.
And in that case, that person destroyed. But everything that you say is not a... So I have had that happen to me in a... Not a business situation. It was a Facebook group. It was around art and creativity. And I submitted one of my calligraphies. And because it's, you know, with the Farsi calligraphy that looks like Arabic, somebody made a terrorist comment about it.
Right.
It said it looks like, you know, that kind of writing. And I didn't say anything. But there were like 10 or 12 comments that they basically grilled the guy. And none of them knew me or I knew them. I was new to that group. But just that happened and my silence helped me win. Other people won the battle for me. So imagine that people that you have helped, you have solved them, you give them a good service, how well they can defend you.
I've learned that on Twitter. In fact, that's one of the first places where I saw it, where people would be criticizing sports figures, and the response from interviews that I heard with those sports figures was, "I just don't respond," and then you just watch all of the fans pile on the person who's the troll.
Yes.
So it's a great strategy in terms of, even in terms of how people discover you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're riding high. You're the guy in the white hat. Sorry, it's navy blue, but it's best.
Or white hair.
White hair. Yeah, I got some of that.
Come on, look at me.
Look at me. Look at me. Yeah. It's sort of the Steve Martin of Iran.
And my hair started to turn white or gray from the age 14.
No.
Yeah. So
really?
Yeah. So it's been I've been at this for a long time.
Wow. Yeah. You were such a young old man.
Young old man. Yeah. I like to say it was the wisdom that was oozing out.
It was wisdom. It was wisdom.
By the way, simplifying things and all of that. This, you know how they say if you really want to explain something, you have to explain it to a 4-year-old or 5-year-old or that sort of thing. Yes. So this is one of those simplified ideas. What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom?
It's knowledge put through the lens of experience.
Does a 4-year-old, 5-year-old understand that? Okay, this is kind of...
I see you. I forgot completely. Well, actually, at 4 or 5, I might have understood.
So it's a kind of a half joke too. It's the answer is this. Knowledge is knowing tomato is actually a fruit. Wisdom is not to put it in fruit salad.
Okay.
It completely, perfectly puts it in perspective. Like, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing, but wisdom is actually using them properly.
So with that bit of wisdom, we're coming to the end of the Marketing Happy Hour. Anything else you care to share before we move on to the House of Clubs?
To our party on Clubhouse?
No, we're doing this an after party. I'm going to put this link. You can find it very easily because we're talking about, your customer journey.
Yes.
And in fact, it's titled Shifting Beliefs in the Customer Journey, because they would only allow me so many characters on Clubhouse.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you can't have a paragraph for title?
Not there, no. But here I'm about to tweet this sucker.
Okay, there you go. So let's get on it.
So if you want to tweet us right, you can retweet so we don't experience defeat.
Yes.
In Clubhouse.
Be our advocates.
Be our advocates. Be our fan. Be our fan, man. Hey, so we'll be back next week. We're working out a series that we're going to be putting together, and we're going back and forth within our little group here in Google Docs to figure out what the best series would be for the month of July, perhaps July through August, kind of our summer series. And then, and if you have any comments or suggestions or any questions, you can enter them underneath this video. Please hashtag replay. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe and like, even give some comments. If you dislike the video, put the dislike in there. We know our friend Troy McDonald has done the dislike thing, or the angry face, right? Yeah. So we're not advocating angry faces, but we hope you'll be coming back to this place where we'll be discussing something new next week. So if you have any suggestions, please drop on by, drop us a line. You can even send private messages to the Marketing Happy Hour Facebook page. So as soon as I find the right thing, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. I was actually stuck in the presentation mode. All right. We will be back next week at the same time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us on Clubhouse. Head on over there. I'll put the link in.
Beautiful.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.